It's the castle where queens come clean. Facts get dropped and the vibes stay mean. No chaos here, just calm with a crown. Sip slow, speak truth, then shut it down. Let her press play, come correct the dome. We ain't chasing drama, we confront what won't. So like it, share, sub, get in the zone. But if you fake, stay out of this throne. Y'all loud for nothing, we logging calm. Talk real life, not a circus charm. Every room got rules, this one's grown. Keep it cute or stay gone, this castle's known. Built on truth, no scripts, no flex. We peep, we speak, then leave it in text. Don't ask who said it. Check the tone, the vibe is bossed up and we stand alone. We don't yell, we shift the space. A queen don't move till it's time to face. No sneak, no fake, no lurk, no plot. Just vibe in peace or get blocked on the spot. Pull up with class, lead with facts. Drop comment sharp, never fumble with caps. This ain't just chat, this here a zone where women talk heavy but keep it grown. I stay calm but I still check a hole. Y'all talk too much, me, I just scroll. Gather up receipts, round 12 they unfold. Facts hit harder when the tea served cold. Share if it's real or tag if it's needed. Don't come for the queen if you barely completed. We casting chaos or chilling the throne. But either way, we stand on our own. Welcome to the castle, my loves. No chaos, just clean vibes, real chat and big truth. So if you're ready to subscribe, but if you're ready to ride, join the fam. Now take your seat, sip your tea, and walk wise into these YouTube streets.
Hey y'all, welcome to the castle. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. Hey everybody. Let's see. Hey Carissa. Hey Golden. Hey D Shields. Hey Raquel. Hey Big Tasty. Hey Nico. Hey Pat. Hey Champagne. Hey y'all. Hey Melanin. Hey girl. Long time. How you doing? Let's see who all up in here. And I think that's it for now. Hey Pooh. But shout out to everybody, okay? So you seen the title. Queeta had words for me. And I'm looking like, I'm going to even tell you how I found out that she had words for me. It was accidental. I'm surprised, maybe because a lot of our castle residents don't watch her. Maybe nobody even caught it, right? So yesterday, I know Nola did a live. I was in the bushes being nosy. He was talking about Marcus and Queeta. So here it is. He was saying stuff like people out here not addressing whatever about Queeta and Marcus. And I'm looking like, I'm not gonna say per se he was talking about me, but the way he was giving the energy is like, oh, people is giving reaction about one person, but they're not calling out Marcus, whatever. So I'm like, oh, I apparently I'm missing something. Okay. So anyway, so I'm like, to be fair, in my defense, I haven't been watching Queeta. Okay. I haven't been over there in some days since we started talking about the other storyline. I'm not over with that storyline. Well, it's not a storyline, it's a story, okay? But every time Queeta popped up on my screen, I literally swiped my screen, swiped it off. Queeta was nowhere on my mind. That was the least of my problem. Pay attention, we don't even talk about her over here, okay? So anyway, she called your name out on her live, and I'm looking, so I'm telling you how I found out. So then I remember Nola even saying stuff about, oh, all the stuff she did on her channel. That's what made me go to her channel, right? So all the stuff she doing on her channel, pretty much flaggable, and basically he probably gonna end up taking her channel and all of this stuff he was saying. So I was like, oh shit, obviously I'm missing something. So I ended up going over there. I'm sitting there minding my business, video on 1.35. All of a sudden I heard, I need to know who Vibes Queen is. And I'm like, what? Why the hell my name got into this? So yeah, apparently somebody was in the chat. Let me tell you. Hold up. Hold up. I'm trying to see what their name was. JPSS, whatever was their hold on, y'all. JP-SS7DE said Vibes Queen talks about you though. Like that, because they were talking about the other reactors, right? And I'm looking like, okay, so that's just a subscriber telling her. Anyway, and this around the, let me see something. 55 minutes and 30-second timestamp out of nowhere. She talking about so Marcus told her when the subscriber said that, right? Marcus told her, VQ haven't been making videos like that about you though. You know what I mean? Here she come out of nowhere talking about I want to know who VQ is and all of this stuff. So at that time, I'm thinking Marcus would say, she cool, that's my people, whatever. He didn't, okay? I mean, the whole thing could have been dead from day one. So I'm looking like, girl, why are you coming for me? I'm the least of your problem. I don't even sit over here and make no video about you. I addressed her, not addressed. We gave commentary about her when she was new. I wasn't talking about other crap, wasn't even paying her no mind. Out of nowhere, last week we gave one reaction about her. Every single thing in that reaction last week, I was positive. I was positive. I was not judgmental. I actually gave constructive criticism, helpful tips, saying I hope that she get the help that she need from her subscribers before she lose the help. You know what I mean? All of that. What did I say so wrong in that video? So this come back to when people drop down in your chat, you can't just take everything that people say and run with it. You got to go fact check stuff for yourself. Because Queeta, if you actually took the time out to come to my channel and see what the people was talking about, nobody didn't bash you. Nobody didn't bash you at all over here. I mean, even if people in the comments were bashing you, this is a free live chat. The same way when you go live and your comments is going off and people saying whatever to you or about you, I don't control what my subscribers say. So that was crazy. I honestly feel like in that instant, Marcus, you could have just said, you know what? VQ cool. I know who VQ is. Yeah, VQ ain't on that type of time messing with you or whatever. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what all happened in the rest of the live and all that. But I just wanted to make that say that, first, like, hold up now. I'm the least of your problem. I don't even bother you. I don't bother you because what I did not want to send the message of, oh, every interview we come out here, we beating up on them, da da da, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's my right. If I want to come live and talk about you every day, I can. I chose not to. I chose not to be a distraction where you felt the need to be going back and forth with me and all of that and get sidetracked and distracted and can't focus on the main goal. So I just stayed out the way. hmm Which one you think is worth more? Me going back and forth with you or just picking it whatever from day one? Or I chose that route because I know the last time when we sat there, we was doing commentary on an interviewee, and it turned into months and the back and forth and this and that. That's not my intention when I come live to give a reaction. But you can't come out here on the internet telling people talking about you sell your body and you this and you that, and you expect everybody just supposed to shut up, look to the side, don't talk about Queeta. The internet don't work like that. I don't sell myself. I don't do anything bad, and people talk about me every day. So welcome to YouTube. If you're gonna be on YouTube, you gotta know how to be on YouTube and have tough skin. You do way more stuff on your channel that I don't even do. And people talk about me every single day, whether I'm on here or I'm not on here. In reality, you want us to talk. When people talk, that means they're watching. That means you're getting paid. When people stop talking about you, that's when you have a problem. That means you're no longer relevant. Okay? So it's like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm telling you, honestly, I was so thrown off. I couldn't believe it. I literally had to rewind. Like, why the hell am I hearing my name over here? Why? Hey, Corey, let me see. I'm trying to see what y'all said. And y'all, I didn't ask y'all one time, but be sure to hit that like button for me. Hey MGO, you say hey VQ. Hey hun. I hope you're feeling better today. Hey Big Tasty. Hey Copper. Hey Glossy. Hey everybody. You say you don't watch her? Quita is too quick to make negative assumptions. A lot of people who drop down in chats just lie for no reason. She will find that out. Exactly my point, MGO. Thank you. You cannot have somebody just dropping down. That could have been anybody just trying to stir up some crap. They could have said, I called her all kind of names and whatever. Go see who Vibes Queen is. Go look on her channel. You will see that it's one freaking live stream. And in that live, I was very supportive. I was very fair. Period. Okay? Now here it is. I roam, apparently so in that same live, Marcus was shouting out, sitting on satellites. According to Ali, he had words for Granny. We're gonna talk all about this in a minute. And I'm looking like when I go on their channels, I see more than one video about you though. I don't see you have all this smoke for these people. So why me? That shit was wrong, and it was flaw. Okay, she just be all over the place. You said Quita probably think Marcus wants you. Man, listen, I don't know what the hell is going on, but no, I don't watch that corny ass ratchet hoe. Oh damn. See what I'm talking about? I can't tell nobody up in here how to feel. Same way when she go live, can't nobody tell her how to feel. She can't tell her chat what to say. But what I'm saying is like, girl, I've been nice to you. I ain't gotta say shit, but I've been nice to you without you even know I was nice to you. But it's whatever. VQ Marcus actually suggested you weeks ago as his first pick as a mod to Quita, even before. Hold on. He said VQ Marcus actually suggested you weeks ago as his first pick as a mod to Quita, even before he suggested Queen Spirit. He was just preoccupied today. Girl, that's a whole nother story, MGO. But thank you. I was informed that Coco's troll account in Quita chat saying your name, VQ. That's what somebody was yep, trying to stir up shit. Here is another rerun again of last year, all over again, all over again. Sit up there, troll people, try to stir up shit. Remember last year, if you in 2024, tag Marcus day in, day out, Copper. I'm addressing your comment. Tag Marcus day in, day out. Your moderator this, your moderator that, your moderator this, your moderator that, till he finally said he was tired of the drama. Remember? I don't know if Marcus gonna allow her to do that again, but we did not forget what you did. I have every single time you mentioned that man talking about you say you don't like beef sector, but you're moderator from beef sector. That's allegedly. We can't prove that it's her troll account right now, but we know how people move, okay? You said Quita is not familiar with YouTube yet. She's still learning. Hopefully she will find her way. You said, I believe she had yeah, her attention span is very short. Hey, Champagne, you said need tough skin for YouTube. And it's like, she basically contradicts herself. So hit the like button and I'm going to tell you pretty much what her live was about, okay? Vibes, respectfully, don't fall for the okie doke because that's exactly what they want. Next. Yeah, because every time I come on here and I open my mouth, you hear that I'm obsessed with who. And first of all, the last reaction I gave about her, I was so positive. I'm talking about I ain't had one bad thing to say about this lady. Not one. But the only thing about selling her body, I say, hey, if it come down to it, go on OnlyFans. After that reaction, I'm hearing that I'm jealous. Oh, we've been on YouTube forever. Oh, we don't have numbers. Oh, she's on here and she getting all the numbers. Jealous of what exactly? I don't never bash anybody for being less than, but why would I be jealous of Quita, y'all? Why? What does she have that I will want? Why would y'all even talking about somebody jealous of somebody? Make it make sense. Y'all just be saying any damn thing. You're talking about who is Quita? Girl, stop it. But yeah, so overall in the live, right? She started out the live saying that, oh, I'm not upset. I'm just saying, like, you can't just be popping off the mouth. I'm not upset, but I'm like, come on now, go fact check stuff before you start speaking on people. And all that stuff about, oh, you need to know who the F vibes is and all of that stuff. And when you know who I am, what you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? I'm talking about literally people on here yesterday looking for your name, making community posts, looking for your name, trying to call your probation officer, all of that. You ain't got no smoke for them, but you coming for me? This is weird. You said Red Eye keeps saying that Sonny and Queeta look exactly alike. They look nothing alike. Red Eye must need some new glasses, but yeah, they don't look alike at all. So anyway, right, y'all. So she opened up the live. She had on some jeans and a long sleeve, like tan long sleeve shirt. She started telling everybody that she basically, with no bra, I must add, she's opened the live talking about her outfit cost $8. She went to Value Village or whatever. They sell Chanel stuff, but they mostly sell like small shoes. So if you have big feet, that's not the store for you. You gotta have a small frame. So then she said she still didn't get the P.O. box, but it's coming soon, right? And I'm not looking at the chat right now. All right. Hey, Drea. So then she said Marcus is her friend. She just have been playing us, right? Well, she said, I've been playing y'all. So she said she loves to laugh and have fun. She doesn't care about what anyone say about her. So that's why I said a few seconds or minutes ago that she's being hypocritical. You can't say that you don't care what anyone say about you, but at the same time, the minute you heard that I made a video, you already talking about who is vibes and whatever and ready to pop off. So you do care. So then she started saying that she go to school online. If it is true, that's what's up. Can't be mad at that. So then somebody in the chat named Sanaya Cooper was sitting up there talking about you okay? So then she like, oh Sanaya, what you doing up in here? Like what you doing on here? If any of your people, no, basically saying if any one of y'all is my people, call me on the phone. Don't be coming on the internet doing all of that. So I'm like, oh, okay. So then long after that, she's talking about, oh, that's her cousin or something like that. Moving right along. But you know, all of us black folks, okay, you talking to MGO. So then a subby said that they want to send her a fashion haul, right? Somebody else also said, you know, like they were trying to send her money, da da da, whatever. So she said, if you want to send her money, you got to hit her up on IG because apparently she still don't have a Cash App yet. She said she spent $115 on the food for the food review that she just did, and she gonna have to post a video or whatever, right? So then, let me see. So she said she was going out to dinner. So all this was from the live last night. She was going out to dinner. She gonna wear her dress with knee-high boots, all of that. She was in a great mood yesterday. And even if she sees somebody and the person flip her off, she just gonna keep going. She was in just a great mood. All right. He said, I think his wife will quit at the thrift shop rather than to buy synthetic material. Better use of limited funds. At this point, let her do what she want to do. Let her do what she want to do. I'm done giving positive advice. Like, I'm good. So then somebody in the chat kept saying, show your feet, show your feet. Then she's like, to the subby talking about, oh, no, she not showing her feet because some of y'all have small feet fetishes, and she not going to jack off or whatever to her feet. You know how some dudes are, right? Anyway, I don't know, right? So then she says she appreciate her haters. Here you go again, still contradicting yourself. She appreciate the haters. So Marcus dropped down the chat and said, oh, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 5. So then he pulled up, right? And I'm just skipping through. I didn't get to watch no 2-hour live. So I'm just skipping through whatever, right? So then when he pulled up on her, he said he was going to his barber. If she wanted to come, she got real excited and was like, yes, she wanted to come. So then She immediately got in the Jeep, started saying, "Oh, the girls are in love with you on YouTube. They always talking ish. They say I'm jealous of you." So then Marcus say, because I put it on the thumbnail that you were jealous, the title with Mocha and all of that stuff. I would rather you respond to, and then he cut it off, right? He stopped, stopped mid track. But hold up, y'all saying somebody in the chat trolling? Hold on. Oh, hey Montez, how you doing? Yeah, so basically Marcus was telling her that yeah, people were saying she was jealous from the title or whatever he did, right? So after that, he started saying, "Oh, your comment sections are double or triple for the videos that she do on, that's on his channel." So then she said, let me see, she started calling him old, all of that stuff. And Marcus was like, "Girl, I'm not that much older than you, da da da. You like 34, I'm 41, da da da, right?" So but just skipping through overall, trying to tell you what you missed. Let's see. I'm going to take a break. He says she seemed to be in love with him. Well, he did tell her the other day that don't catch no feelings or whatever. He told her that. He did. He did. So, all right, let's see what else happened. So basically, Marcus was like, address the women on the internet like satellites. Okay, hold on. He said, address the women, like, I guess trying to say he'll feel better if she addressed the women on the internet, like the reactors, like the satellites lady, Allie. And then he said, shout out to Allie. She's like a sister, people like drama, da 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 da. So he was basically telling her that she could engage in a little back and forth. People like the mess, and then they say something, you say something, da da da. So anyway, so Queeta jumped up and said she ain't playing with anyone like that, ready to pop off again. And I'm like, oh Lord. But anyway, Marcus said this sitting on satellites seem, come off to be like a big sis. She giving like sisterly advice, but she do be clowning a little, right? Anyway, after that, so he started saying that he got a DM from one of his absolute favorites. He haven't heard from this person in months, on top of months, on top of months. Y'all already know what I started thinking about, right? And then he said, Quita's present is bringing everyone out, basically all the other interviewees, and he want everybody to win. So let me know in the chat if you're up in here. When you hear him say stuff, I'm not going to tell you who I was thinking about. I want to see what you think, right? When you hear him say stuff like, I got a DM from one of my absolute favorites. I haven't heard from them in months, on top of months, on top of months. Who you think that person is? That would be his absolute favorite. I know who I immediately thought about. That's who I thought about too. Josias. Josias might have finally sent him a DM. Maybe. He said, remember Marcus went onto her account and left a message to Ken on his page. I know I heard something about that, about her leaving a comment over there and da da da, but I didn't know that it was him that did that. He said, but I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know how you know that it was him, Dre. I didn't know that it was actually him that did that. But anyway, so overall, he said her presence on his channel helps smooth things out with his channel. He still posts the other interviews, but when it comes to Quita, Shatoria, all of them, even Kelsey came back out the woodworks, doing videos, whatever, right? Because the videos wasn't performing, the other videos. So then he said he saw a lady in the comment section, I guess on the one of Quita's video on his channel, and he said he interviewed her, but he never posted the interview, and the lady was under the comments talking ish. So you say you got your phone today? I see everybody hiding out in the bushes. Nobody ain't got nothing to say. What y'all scared? Y'all scared Twitter gonna call y'all out? Child, listen. Everybody like, we ain't got nothing to say. We scared Queeta gonna call our name next. So I'm just messing with you. So Marcus started saying stuff like, oh, he get all kind of pics all the time, booty pics, all of that. That's a part of being Marcus. Okay, he said Josiah need to stay away from Atlanta if he intends to remain sober and out of control. He better not move to that shared house, everyone. Yeah, so I know I have that here too about the content house. Yep. So I guess he was reading some email talking about even multiple monetized channels are using Quita's videos. Okay. I personally only have one clip on my channel of her. And to be honest, I'm gonna remove it because I don't need no problems. As far as me coming live doing reaction with clips, I'm not even going back down that road, okay? So yeah. Anyway, so he said the sitting on satellites was doing Westy videos, but now she's doing Quita videos and she got her first 10K video. But yep, she definitely be clowning Quita. So sitting on satellites, if you ever hear this, congrats on getting your first 10K video. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what all you said in the video, but obviously you hit a new milestone and got over 1,000 people. So yeah, congrats to you, okay? So apparently she was like, who's satellite, whatever. At this point, Quita trying to see who the satellite lady is. And then Marcus said, oh, she's an avatar. So then she basically said, like, girl, what, like what? A damn avatar talking crap, whatever. I'm like, oh, Lord, if she got smoke for the avatar over there sitting on satellites, she definitely going to have a problem with me because I got an avatar. You said sitting on satellites is funny. Yeah. I did see I maybe watched like two. I'm just getting familiar with her channel. So yes, the videos I did watch so far, I think that's the one with I've personally never watched a video with Quita yet on her channel, but it was one from Westy. I remember that. Yeah. And I think I did see something over there too where she was having something about Thanksgiving giveaway, giving back to family or whatever. So make sure y'all run over there and go check her out. So okay. So Quita says she's comfortable being a cartoon character. She want to look cute, so she using an avatar. And I'm looking like, that's not why. That's not why people use avatars because they want to look cute. People use avatars because they just probably want to be an avatar that day. Because she already cammed up and showed her face. So if you haven't mentioned Ali, be doing commentary on her too. Yes, I didn't know about Allie until maybe a week ago. One of our castle residents told me about her. So I noticed that the community is growing. There's new channels popping up. It's enough out here for everybody to eat. Nobody don't have to be fighting anybody. But what I will say is, to be fair, when it comes to Quita got to understand that she have a way to make her money and other people have to make their money too. Whether it's her doing something and people giving reactions or whatever. Like Marcus was telling her, she got to share. She got to share. You can't just want everything for yourself. You got to share. So anyway, Marcus went telling them that he really think that they should all sign up for his master class. And he was telling sitting on satellites that most likely, she's not going to get monetized when she tried to get monetized. Okay. Excuse me. I don't know. I ain't gonna get into all of that. I think why he is probably saying why she won't get monetized for the videos and Quita and all of this and reuse content. But yeah, but he was pretty much saying go join the masterclass. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, we are back. He said Marcus is trying to get paid. I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody. Let me say this: when he sit over there, he make videos. Is it a lot of Quita content? Yes. Am I going to ever be mad of anybody making content? No. Because at the end of the day, he lost his Facebook. Remember that? He lost his Facebook. So you got to try to make up some kind of way. And then he's not, I wouldn't say that he's taking advantage of her, because at the end of the day, he's making money and she's making money too. So it's not like, oh, he's just making money and she's not making no money. Instantly her life seemed better, you know what I mean? Her life seemed better. I bet she can't tell nobody that since she been on his watch, she had to be hungry a day. You have people taking you here, taking you, they're picking you up, girl. But so that after that, let's see. We're talking about she probably won't get monetized. So yeah, this the part right here. He said he could make a phone call or two and start the process to get that channel shut down. He talking about sitting on satellites. And if he wanted to, but he's not going to do that, right? It's all in the economy. Other people, other people been on his channel and they didn't pop off. So I'm like, yeah, everybody got to eat. And I mean, to be fair, every time the reactors talk about you, other people gonna want to come look. Because when I sit there and I say stuff about how at the 55-minute mark or whatever she was talking about me, who not gonna run over there to go hear exactly what she said? I'm not gonna play it, but you know what I mean? So anyway, you said Marcus' channel could get shut down as well. Why you said that? I'm mad he lost Facebook though, because I know it had potential to become very bigger than what it was. Yeah. Facebook was bigger than YouTube, remember? So I see how you trying to make up for whatever and views down and whatnot, but all this issue around Queeta is it's just a lot. You say I've seen her come live without the avatar. Yeah, I think the very first video I've ever watched, she was sitting there eating something. I'm talking about sitting on satellites. She was eating something. I can't remember what it was, but she was cammed up and everything. That was, I think, one of her first videos about Westy. Mm-hmm. He said, I wonder if he could use the EIN to make another Facebook account. The last time I checked, he never got the Facebook. So, as a content creator, I'm just trying to be fair. If you lost one of your major, your main channels, of course you're going to try to double up, do whatever you got to do over here. You got to, if you have a budget and your budget is just say 100K every month and you lose 70K from Facebook, you're not going to try to come on YouTube or TikTok or IG and try to make up that money that you lost from another. You get it? You got to have a budget and you got to maintain your budget, right? So I'm never knocking anybody for content. Like I said, everybody eating off everybody. He's eating, Queeta eating. Now let the reactors eat. Like, what's the problem? Like, I mean, I can't say everything that they have done was positive when it comes to Queeta. Positive, negative, I don't know. Like I just said, I'm literally just finding out who Ali is. You know what I mean? So I can't speak for them. But when it comes to the castle and Vibes Queen, which is me, I've never came on here and bashed this lady at all. So I don't know where all this energy is coming from, but it is what it is, okay? She was eating a whole lot of fried chicken. Hold up. So Big Tasty said, I said that because Marcus stated that he would bring down the satellite lady's channel with one call. Those threats can be turned right back on him. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. I get it. So then he said, let me see. So he gave Sitting on Satellites a shout out. So then he moved on to Granny. And then, so this is the part in the title where I say him and Marcus versus Granny. So he said Granny loved to play that auntie character. And he said Granny don't know him. Like, so Quita started talking about where she live, all of this stuff. So Marcus said, like, another state, whatever. He wasn't really trying to give her too much. I know. Thank you, MGO. So let's see. Oh, so then Marcus told Granny that if you see me, like if she see him, basically he's already winning. Okay, so he had words for Granny, and of course, you know Granny gonna make her video too. Like I said, this is YouTube, so you see how Marcus said what he had to say. When Granny go over there and she make whatever clapback she had, it's YouTube. That's how. So she's making her video, he will make, and I'm making my video. Okay, so hey, it. Let me see. Oh, so then Marcus told Granny that it's always the ones that have to be validated being black, like basically be doing this type of ish. You know what I mean? He is already black, so that's his superpower. I'm like, oh Lord. So then he said all three of the CCs that he mentioned need to sign up for the master class, which is Ali, Satellites, and Granny, I guess. Okay. It don't go beyond YouTube. And y'all, can y'all please like the video? Y'all up in here soaking up all this tea, or not necessarily tea, but trying to, hear everything the latest mess. But he said, according to Ali, he just found her channel, right? If you remember correctly, he found her channel because Yana shared something from her channel. So Yana shared her out pretty much. So he said, I still follow Yana. Shout out to Yana. And he told her privately, congrats. And now he's telling her publicly, congrats. He wished her the best pregnancy and a super happy, healthy baby, whatever, whatever, whatever. So that was nice. So then he said he was about to get a Atlanta Street Interviews P.O. box. I was bothered by that remark. Blackness isn't defined by skin tone. Yeah, that was a bit much, Marcus. Okay, it was. But um, I don't know. I just don't. The whole thing about race and whatever, I don't really entertain those conversations. Like I say, if you follow my channel, people that supports me, that have always supported me and rock out hard with me from the beginning of time. Some of my most supportive subscribers are Caucasian. It just happened that way. I didn't go looking for anybody, so I don't crack those kind of jokes over here in the castle. Because the last thing I want to do is offend anyone. I don't care what color you are, okay? But I'm also not telling anybody how to talk. But he said he think Ali has the most potential out of all the CCs that he been mentioning, okay? He's not sure if she looks like her pic slash avatar or whatever, but she's young and spunky. He said, that's funny because I remember when I told him I wasn't black and tried to tell me I'm black. But so it was a subby in the comments. Their name was City of Champs or something. It's all the handles in the chat now, right? City of Champs. So City of Champs kept asking Marcus, why is he giving light to the haters? And then Marcus said, because your haters are your motivators, or so pretty much. Okay. So then y'all know I can't see brown eye. But even if I could, red eye, whatever, even if I could, he was already blocked from the channel anyway. So apparently Red Eye was in the chat. And Marcus say, I'm gonna go ahead and block you because you blocked me from your little channel over there. Where it's you, Tim Tim, and Cherry Love. It doesn't matter. Uh hold up. So he said, yeah, you blocked me from your channel over there. All right. So apparently Red Eye with his nosy ass got blocked. So I don't remember what the hell. Let me say. Queeta said he sound like a punk. Here we go again. Queeta just started talking about people. Queeta said Red Eye sound like a punk. Um, and Marcus said, "Yep, he's super gay." Okay, it says, as Granny rightly pointed out, Marcus has a father who was a black immigrant. Yep, I see you, MGO. So then I know Marcus said that Red Eye is a dork and he's creepy. That's what he said about him. All right. So then, like at the 1 hour, 3 minute mark, they started talking about the content house, all of this. So there was a lot going on in that live. Then I know Marcus said he's looking for a name for the channel. You know, the channel that they would do the content house. Basically, is some of the interviewees gonna be in the house. He's trying to get a security. It'll be actually maybe like an Airbnb or whatever on Glenwood. And what else? Queeta was like, oh, you better make sure that you have a pool and the house have a pool, whatever. And then he was like, ain't gonna have no pool. Then she was like, maybe you could get a blow up pool or something. You said he is a dork. Yeah. So y'all, oh my god, I knew y'all was gonna take that one and run with it. Okay, I knew it. But yeah, I don't wish to go and entertain no back and forth with this lady. I'm just sitting up here simply telling y'all, like, what the hell I was. When I say I was shocked, I was shocked. I'm looking like, why is this girl calling my damn name? But let me pin this link because I actually forgot earlier. And I know Montez was up in here. Hey, Karen, how you doing? You said, yes, I just pinned it. So it was something else I wanted to tell you. Oh, when it comes to Montez, I do notice that Montez, you was up here earlier. Montez, are you still here? Let me know if you're still here. Because Montez, I noticed have been feeling some type of way. If you're here, feel free to hit the link. You could come up if you want to express yourself, how you have been feeling. But I don't want to say jealousy. That's why I'm like, if you're here, you want to hit the link and come up, and maybe you could tell us exactly how you're feeling. Because I just see you like dropping down in chats and, in the comment section and whatever. So I don't want to label it as jealousy, and maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's something else. Okay. So you say, Copper, yeah, because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But what I will say is when somebody give you a platform, like how everybody was introduced as a interviewee to the platform, right? We all are very aware that hey, 10 interviewees could come on YouTube, 5 of them get so much love, and then the other 5 don't get a lot of love, and we just never know what's gonna happen. So the same way Quita getting a lot of love was the same way not Montez, Monquel was getting a lot of love. Luis got a lot of love. Luis got so much love to the point where at one point, allegedly, I heard that he was making an RN salary on Cash App. Okay. Now, so this why when I gave Quita's reaction last week, this why I was saying I've seen it over and over and over. When the interviewees come, everybody flock to them. They have all the cash app and all the resources being tossed their way. And then when people see that you're not trying to help yourself, then people back up from you. You know what I mean? Then when you like, damn, I missed the support or the cash apps I used to get or whatever, now it's too late. This all I was trying to say to her in the last live I did about her. That's it. That's it. I just don't want what by the time the light bulb go off, you're like, damn, I'm have all this opportunity in the palm of my hands. It's gone. And once these people out here turn their back and they no longer care, they no longer care. They don't care what you come on here yell and scream and want to talk about. He said he gave Tony and Ileana lots of love too. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So some people, and I don't know how to say it. I don't see Montez, or maybe he's not here anymore. But yeah, to be fair, if you're an interviewee and you just come on here and be like, well, I'm gonna just come live and I'm gonna just look at the camera and I'm not gonna drop no content, I'm not gonna do this or whatever. I don't know what you want to say. People, you got to give people something to watch. Everybody have a different personality. So I'm not discrediting. However Montez is feeling, his feelings are very much valid. I'm not trying to even change how he's feeling or whatever. I'm doing my job by telling y'all what's going on in these streets. That's it. Okay. So I might not be the typical reaction with all the dragging of Queeta and the drag. I ain't got time to be coming on the internet dragging nobody for real, for real. But what I will say is, if Queeta come on here in a pink shirt tomorrow and she went live and she cussed out Copper, I'm gonna come live and I'm gonna tell you Queeta cussed out Copper. That's it. I don't have to add anything. I don't have to take away anything. I'm simply telling you what you missed when you wasn't online. That's it. Okay. So I think he feels like he could have benefited from that kind of mentorship with positive content. Yeah. You said these online wars don't exist in real life. Yeah, but I'm not going to spend my whole commentary talking about her. I'm already here 46 minutes. So as soon as I don't know if anybody else is up in here, say yes about the content house. Also somebody been telling me that apparently they're supposed to be going out of town. That I can't speak on. So this is big allegedly. Apparently the little break I took from Quita's channel, people out here, I hear gossip that they're going out of town or they're going out of the country. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. But if somebody know where that video is about them going where, point me in a direction. Or is it a thing where they're just thinking about it or planning? But I keep hearing a little buzzing about them going somewhere. I can't verify that, okay? But yeah. What happened to our chat tonight? I think everybody's scared. They're like, oh, we ain't trying to get caught up in this stuff. But come on, guys, be fair. This chick was calling out my name. I didn't bother her. You said going to New York City because she's a foodie. So yeah, we don't have to be here long. I mean, do anybody have anything to talk about as far as like down in the gutter street sector mess? I know earlier the bum was over there. The bum was over there earlier, still poking. And I'm gonna tell you this, pay attention today. So if we nobody have anything else to say about Quita, I'm just gonna shift gear and go to something else. He said New Orleans. You know I don't even waste time. I'll be like, hit it and gone about my business, okay? I thought she couldn't leave the state. I don't know. I don't know. All I know was I came on here today. I went on Copper's channel. I don't see no drama going on. I went on Pooh's channel. No drama. I went to Platt's channel. Everybody over here in the castle, I went on their channel today. I don't see nobody posted anything. A matter of fact, to be fair, the only thing Copper posted was talking about her show is back on TV. That's it. I'm sitting up there like, okay, good. Maybe we could finally have a peaceful day. Out of nowhere, here comes short videos, community posts talking about, oh, everybody quiet, all of this stuff. Well, this brings me to my next point of shout out to Rack, and be sure, Rack, if you're up in here, there you go, Rack. Please drop your link to your video because Raquel came out of nowhere with a whole freaking video. Okay, so when people are quiet, maybe it's best you just leave people alone. Because there was nothing posted until you start going to that tab, running your damn mouth again. But like I said, they didn't call no names. I didn't even realize at first there were short videos and all this. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. So then, what else? So, oh, and shout out to, so Raquel gonna drop the link for the video I'm talking about that she made with the mushroom and all of this. It is hilarious. And tell me why she got a whole freaking Kia in the background. Okay? Raquel, you a damn fool. I say, Raquel, I'm on my way to your house. And when I come to your house, I'm coming to confiscate all your devices out of your house. Okay? Because you ain't got no sense. None at all. I'm talking about she was down to the detail. Detail were on point to the point where you even had a freaking Kia. I'm done. I am so done. And then Pooh is Kenyatta in the chat. Kenyatta, if you feel like dropping your link, please drop your link. We got 94 people up in here. Y'all run over there and go show my moderators some love, okay? Copper have been going live. Everybody could drop their link. I don't even care. But Yeah, Copper been going live, dropping gems over there. Kenyatta is at 460 subscribers, 40 away from 500. So yeah, everybody is doing well, and I'm happy for us. Okay, you say you the crazy cake lady. Can we play it somehow on this live part of it? Hold on, let me see what you're trying to say. Raquel, Rice's video is hilarious. No, no. If I have to play Raquel's video, I would have to already have the clip recorded and uploaded. I'm on my phone, MGO, so no, that's not possible right now. Yeah, when you stream on mobile, you got to have all your clips ready and uploaded to StreamYard before you come live. I don't have no screen share and all of that like on, desktop. So I almost choked on my water laughing at it when I first saw it. Uh-huh. So, like I said, I'm not, when it comes to that lady, I ain't trying to even go there with her. First of all, I don't understand how a criminal mind works. Y'all know I ain't no thug, so let her do her over there on her channel, and I stay over here and I do mine, okay? But what I will say, she got bigger problems than me to be worrying about. You say I understand? Okay. Well, y'all know how I do my live. If I'm live and ain't much popping off, I be ready to go. Okay, so if anybody want the link, let me know. I'm hoping I'm not missing anything to tell y'all. Let's see how everything play out with all this madness, because I think tomorrow I might have to pop out on somebody with some more receipts. Okay. You say if y'all see me on the Jamaican pop the balloon, just don't tell my business. Okay. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing, girl. But yeah. Yeah, that she said that is her show. She said that is her show, Raquel. The very first pop the balloon I saw was with Arlette. Yeah, she blew up out of nowhere with that show, but that's not Jamaica. I don't even remember which one. It was just the original pop the balloon. Then everybody started that. I used to love that show. Remember at one point I was sitting there telling y'all that we should do reactions on that. But I guess I'm just at a point, I'm not even trying to play nobody content. Whether you're on screen, you're not on screen, then you got to worry about all this about fair use. And I ain't got time for all that, okay? It's too much. Because people say, yeah, you could play stuff, fair use, this and that. But at the end of the day, they still strike. So I don't get it. I don't even want to mess with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my show. I'm really hoping I'm not missing anything. But yeah, going once, going twice. If nobody have anything to say, I'm gonna wrap this show up an hour. I don't do long lives unless there's something happening, okay? So let me know. Anybody, somebody? I could go find something else to do. You said Red Eye has been lying again on you and Golden. Yeah, I know. That's all he do. Whole damn channel and then wonder why he got called a dork. He is weird. All them shout outs he done got from Marcus and still don't nobody be over there. Ain't that crazy? He done got the most shout outs ever and still nobody won't be over there paying him no mind. He run them away with his obsessive ways. Did you see Miss Jamaica fall off the stage? I seen something popped up about that, but I didn't watch it, Drea. You say I'm definitely going live tomorrow to get this footage out. Yeah, I keep seeing Ebony. When it comes to Ebony and Josiah, I'm looking like, is he ever gonna talk? I haven't heard a word came out of his mouth from the time he got out of jail. I'm gonna be honest. I would honestly think that she was fooling us with some AI or something going on over there. If I didn't see that, on the paperwork, the court records. that he was released. I would think that she was just fooling us because he never said anything the whole time. Who else noticed that? Every video is just music. He never talked like, hey, y'all, I'm back. I'm good. Don't worry about me. They even had a post where they was doing a Q&A, and I didn't see much interest in it. He said maybe he has been advised not to say much on social media. Yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying, just to come on camera and be like, hey, guys, you on camera anyway. Hey, guys, I'm back. Missed y'all, whatever, much love. I'm here. That's not hurting no case or whatever by saying hi. So it is what it is. He looks zoned out. Mm-hmm. You said, well, don't worry. We going to see him go. The first time I heard somebody talking about some AI, that was actually Marcus, and I'm like, well, I'll be damned. I didn't realize nobody probably was paying attention and thinking like, damn, is this the real Josias? He never even said anything. Like, look, medicated. I'm not saying he's on no medication. I said he looked like, I don't know, in spite of looking happy, maybe, might look happy, but how should I say it? Looks happy, but it's just weird that he's not talking. Let me just say that. All right. Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
hey,
Nah, I thought the people
can
say
you
they
hear me?
tired of you. Can you hear me?
They tired of me? Anybody tired of me? That's fine.
The people be saying they tired of you, but what was finna happen? I was finna go. So see, they better be thanking you. I was done talking.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey MGO. I was messing with you,
Hey,
Golden. Hey, hey MGO, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Hey, Vicky and Golden. Hey, chat.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
I
doing
just
okay.
decided to come up.
Me too. I actually
So,
was going, if it's okay, I actually had a few thoughts, probably an unpopular opinion regarding Josias.
yep.
Okay.
So I know we all learned about Josias from Marcus's channel, or his social media or whatever, including Ebony. That's how she, discovered him. And even though they, I think, messaged each other on, another platform or whatever. But I think that I could be completely wrong because I don't know. But I think that this situation that he was in. So even when I think about the charges, which were very serious charges, like essentially, um, and I think it's okay to talk about them since they're, he's out and everything like that. But um s- Josias doesn't really have a filter, and doesn't really have the greatest discernment in terms of what to put on social media and what not, or what to put online and what not. A lot of the things that he was doing both here and when he moved back to Columbus were dangerous. Like, there was some footage of him when he was on live. I think he was on live with Marcus one time, and he was riding in the car with some people where it basically seems like someone injects him with some, drugs while on the live, you know what I mean? And like, so like, so that's when we learned he was on opioids beyond just like crack and whatever else he was using, that he had kind of graduated to harder drugs, or, more addictive drugs. And he was dating this person, dating that person. There was the autistic couple that he had, relations with, and all the different girlfriends that he dated down here, and so forth. And then he kind of revealed being bisexual. And I think that when someone is heavily under the influence, and they really can't consent. It's just like with with underage dating, you know what I mean? And so I don't know what happened between him and that person that was there, and what the situation was. And but I know that he spent like what, over a year in mental health treatment in an inpatient facility, before he was transferred to, before he was deemed fit to stand trial, and sent to jail. Or so I guess I think he was in jail first, then he was in psychiatric treatment for a lengthy period of time, and then jail. And so basically, you go through substance abuse treatment and mental health treatment and all of these different things. And I think that I think that maybe his family and Ebony are worried that if that for someone who is newly, in their sobriety, just barely out of, jail, what could have been a pretty hefty prison sentence, and when someone already has developmental delays, um, and a really exuberant personality, and doesn't really, understand that certain things are not for public consumption. I think their fear. I agree that he could just come on and say hi or whatever, but I think their fear is that a taste of the social media or of the wildlife is all that he needs to kind of really revert to his old ways and get himself in trouble. And I think they're just maybe, like collectively, his family, his legal counsel, whomever, has advised him to just really just kind of lay low and just kind of be kind of insular with, his close internal people that have been there for him throughout this ordeal, and that are have his best interest at heart, because he, yeah, he's really charismatic and engaging, but I'd rather never see him again and just know he's all right than have him all on these videos, high out of his mind, making his music, jumping from woman to woman, all this crazy stuff. Like, he's just, maybe at some point he, like, I think a couples channel where there's somebody holding him accountable and working together with him or something. But I just feel like the Josias that we had before, though, again, we all cared for him, he was really messed up, and I just
Yeah.
think
Hmm.
that I think that I know Marcus has joked about, Ebony kind of keeping him, kept away, or, tucked away, or, not really making, or I guess convincing Josias, and or his family not to deal with Marcus. And I don't know. I don't think it's fair to blame any one person for Josias's downfall. He might have been the one, the channel where it was being seen, but ultimately Josias was down here. He has a mother, he has a father, he has grandparents. He Marcus isn't the one that brought him down here, and got him into all these situations that he was in. So maybe they feel like they would have preferred that he not broadcast them, or that he try to advise him to live differently. But he's not a social worker, and he's not a substance abuse counselor. He's an interviewer, and so he just follows the story, the trajectory of the stories, and he doesn't, you know, like dictate what people do. And so I just feel like I don't think that's an AI Josiah. It's like the mannerisms and stuff that you see, like it's not, AI always has little things that gives it away. I think that really is him, but I just feel like for whatever reason, maybe he's just like, I think about some people who used to drink, or indulge in substances, and they won't go to a bar. They'll stay away from certain things just because for them it's just safer to not have those triggers in their lives.
I'm just happy if he's doing better. That's all that matters to me. Whether he come back on YouTube, not on YouTube, that's it. I just thought overall, at least to say, "What's up, Marcus?" Even if it was just a phone call and it wasn't a video. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that he was made contact privately, because for whatever grievances people might have, with, that, like there was the Facebook post that Josiah's dad made, stuff like that. For whatever, faults or people have, Marcus did care about Josiah's. He did work hard to try to reunite him with his family. He did, send money, to, and expend effort to get him down there and looked out for him. I'm sure there's a lot of things that we don't see. There's a lot of things, like with anything in life, there's a lot of things that happen outside of the camera, that we don't see. It's not all just old content, like you don't want to see somebody destroying their lives and running themselves into the basically an early grave. But I agree that some gratitude would be appreciative. Like, I think people have forgotten the simple art of, wherever you stand with the person, whether you're on good terms, neutral terms, or bad terms, a simple thank you goes a long way. When someone has done something for you, or, looked out for you in some way, I think that is, you know, it's the least one can do. So
Thank you, Golden. But thank y'all for coming up because I honestly was gonna go. You know, once I'm done talking, that's it for me. I
Copper
don't
has
have
made an
anything else to
observation
say.
in the chat that I think
Mm,
makes sense, that he might be heavily sedated by psych meds, because it is true. A lot of these meds, when you have these different diagnoses, they can make you kind of zombie-ish. And so they might have the one positive effect that you're not indulging in certain behaviors anymore, but then on the other end, you're very muted. You're kind of a shell of yourself, and that might be the case for him. Which also, that kind of saddens me, because I love, he's a musician. He's got so much life, in him as a person. And I'm sure he probably still does. I know Ebony said that he was reading the Bible and still making music, while, throughout this whole process, that's kind of been something that's really kept him grounded. So, I hope that's where he pours a lot of his attention, in his new life, into his music, and just kind of rebuilding his life. And I think she has graduated now, because I think she was supposed to finish last fall. I'm trying to remember. I think she was coming up on her senior year. So I'm guessing it looks like maybe she is commuting back and forth to Columbus. And I don't know if she's still in Northern California too, but I think that would be that's an interesting element too of what happens with their relationship. And is he going to be able to find work, or what is his life going to look like?
yeah. Golden, do you have something to say?
Um, well, as far as with Josiah's, no. I mean, I just agree that gratitude, the thank you goes a long way. But hey, um, like Marcus had said before, like with these people, um, they'll call him when they get in a bind. So, I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe, I don't know. I just, I do think that a thank you, um, that they could just call him to say thank you. But honestly, I really don't care if Josias comes back or not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, he
Let's
was
say,
entertaining, but I don't care.
let's say I'm definitely going live tomorrow to get this footage out. I was scheduling posts in a little bit. Okay, Plat, and I'm happy you got your phone back because she broke her phone.
What
So
footage?
definitely, she said to get this footage out. I don't know what footage. I don't know if she want to tell us what it's about, or I know. I just don't want to mess up anything. So let her schedule it, and then everybody could go see. Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to spill the tea or whatever. Just wait. We'll
Okay.
just wait. Yeah. I don't
Okay.
want to say nothing I'm not supposed to say, so I'll leave it alone. Mm-hmm. But
Oh,
yes, Platt, definitely schedule your live. I'll be there. You said being a former heavy drug user, his dopamine receptors have drastically decreased, in my opinion. Yeah,
the
I just
question
wish
here
them
is
the best.
how long can his family babysit him?
I don't know. Oh, did anybody pay attention to his dad's Facebook? Have his dad been posting or no? I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know.
I haven't seen anything that I can recall lately. Oh, excuse me. No, nothing significant that I can recall. But I'm just like wondering, like, how long can this go on? I understand that the dad, the family. I honestly, I do believe that Ebony um, has a lot to do with it, and even Marcus stated that his family was in communication with him until Ebony got involved. I, you know, and I do believe. I mean, well, this is on Marcus. When Marcus was trying to reach out to Josias, he went through Ebony. And I just believe Ebony was being dishonest with him. And I actually mentioned, I don't know if Marcus saw my comment, that I suggested that he do his own homework. All he had to do was call down to that hospital, find out the specifics on how to reach out to Josias and visit him and all of that. If you all recall, Ebony Marcus paid for an Airbnb, and he was supposed to go down there. He was going through Ebony, like Ebony was the wife, is the wife. I mean, or was the wife or whatever. And I mean, it just made no sense. And then something happened and he forgot. She reached out. I can't recall the specifics, but whatever it was, it couldn't happen. And Marcus lost out on his money. And I just believe she was just BSing him. Ebony is not an honest person. So she's a liar. I've caught her in lies. I remember a situation where um, the drunk and the Dead Rose Garden.
1 second, Golden. I don't mean to
Okay.
cut you off, but you mean to tell me all this time, 1 hour and 10 minutes, we only have 30 likes? Really? Guys,
Well,
can
maybe
y'all
you
please
should
hit the
end it.
like button?
Yeah. VQ, I noticed that that's the case when people are making commentary about Quita. There's a lot of bushwatchers. I've seen it with, according to Allie, when she went live the other day and kind of was reviewing some of it, there were a lot of people watching, but not people hitting the like button. So I think that I think you have some people who are here because they're curious about what you mentioned about the Quita element, which we could also talk about if you know, I know you already kind of passed that part of the commentary, so we don't have to, but I had some thoughts about that too. But I think that that might be why. But I mean, I could be
Well,
wrong, but that's my
let's hear
guess.
'em. Let's hear your thoughts.
Okay, so my thoughts are actually it's kind of a combination of a lot of the things that like VQ has said, that Ali said, that sitting on satellites and Granny and Marcus have said. Like I feel like this is someone. Well, actually, I'm going to go back a little further. So Quita has mentioned that she was basically born and raised in motel living. So that's very, to me, that's very telling. I think that's something that hasn't really been emphasized. So let's think about this. She has siblings, you know, at least she's mentioned at least one sister and brother. I mean, I think two sisters, like a younger sister, like a significantly younger sister. I think another sister and a brother. I don't recall, but she has a few siblings. Her mother was a single mom who used to kind of do her thing and then now, you know, works, you know, kind of like a 9 to 5er, you know, stuff like that. And so, and is a cancer survivor and all of this kind of stuff. And so she mentioned that her mom, you know, she grew up basically on Glenwood, going from motel to motel. That was her life, like that survival lifestyle. And her mom was out there, you know, kind of doing her thing. And at one point, her mom went to jail, you know, and she kind of had to help with her younger siblings and just kind of pretend like everything was okay. You know, you do your part so you don't get CPS involved in your life, like, you know, and you just, you know, keep your head down and you know, function. And so she mentioned that I don't know how many fathers there are, you know, but I think that there wasn't a lot of heavily involvement with the other parent, if for the children to have to live with their mother in a motel and for the mother to be incarcerated, you know, or maybe at least in jail, even if just for a short period, and the kids having to just kind of handle things on their own, you know. And so I feel like um she had this kind of wild life. You know, she didn't finish school. So we know she was in prison for 8 years, but that means she went to prison in her 20s, but she got her GED in prison. So she didn't finish high school. She was, you know, out there doing her thing. Like she admits that she went to prison for, you know, trying to kill a girl who, I guess, a guy she was dating, that she had stopped, an ex of hers, that the woman tried to get her fired because she said that Quita was, you know, getting high on the job and doing all the stuff she wasn't supposed to do. And Quita admitted she was. She was like, yeah, I was snorting coke, I was smoking weed, and I was drinking. I was just saying that is true, but it wasn't her business. So she tells the story of basically getting in this big fight. And the girl did live, but it was pretty violent. And so she just seems like she has a lot of arrested development. She went to prison for whatever reason. Her mother couldn't visit her. Maybe she had legal issues, you know, like when you're you know, I know there's situations with where sometimes in some states, if you're a felon yourself, you aren't can't get approved to come visit someone, or there's financial reasons or whatever. I don't know, but you know, obviously they put, you know, money on her commissary, called her, wrote her. She feels very close to her family. She loves them. She looks out for them. But so she went to prison. Yeah, so she went to prison over street stuff, you know, something kind of not really worth going to prison for, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know, like a foolish, you know, spontaneous, not well thought out action, you know, over a guy that you're not even involved with anymore, that you don't date, you know, do you even still talk to him, just over something random. You spent 8 years of your life in there. While you were there, you had to do your thing, you know what I mean? Like to survive, you had to be tough, you know, you know, and then she came out and she's on the street, and maybe she's done sex work before. This might not be her first time. I think she might have mentioned it wasn't her first time, but she's trying to live vicariously and do all the things I guess she felt like she wanted to do there. So she's, like Randy mentioned, she's institutionalized. She The amount of money you spend day to day on these hotels, like you could be in a nice apartment, you could be in a nice apartment in a really nice side of town, like for her with having no kids, she could be in a luxury, apartment for, small one, for the amount of money that you spend daily for hotel money. She has this survival day to day mentality. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get over on people. If you disrespect me, I'm gonna go off on you. Like my worth or my value is it, what's in between my legs. And like for example, the when Marcus was talking about the friend of his that thinks Queeta's attractive, she basically started wondering about, I guess, how much money the guy makes or how much money the guy might give her or whatever. It's like she just leads with sexuality. I mean, if I can't count how many times I've seen the girl just pop her booty, like randomly in the middle of a store, or in the middle of a room or whatever. Like she's just, and I'm proud of her that she did get her GED while in school, and that she's wanting to do this medical billing and coding. Although I think that, like Marcus was saying, it's not really that viable of a career. Like, a lot of these proprietary schools, they were sued, and they were supposed to, a lot of them were supposed to go out of business and lose their accreditation because they were targeting people from low income communities, or people who were veterans, or people who were, formerly in the prison system, and making them think that they were going to have these great careers, taking out tens of thousands of dollars of loans for very overpriced, mediocre education, you know what I mean, at schools that are literally for profit, not nonprofit, like they only exist for the purpose of making money. They're not, they're not schools that are, like what you're paying. The tuition at DeVry University is probably similar to, an Ivy League, college. And so, I feel like Marcus is trying to give her a legal way to still use her body as a business, but not risk getting in fights with people, or getting on the street, or a trick pulling a gun on her, or something going wrong. So he's basically saying, hey, you can make content and still make money, and then you can also make videos and make money. You can get an apartment, you can get a car, you can be stable, you can help out your family, you can do more. You can, he's trying to talk about the long game, but it's hard for her to see the long game, and everything is day by day by day for her. That's all she knows. And this is very scary and unfamiliar to her. All she knows confusion and instability and chaos, and she doesn't know the bank account world, and the Cash App world, and the I filed my taxes world. Like that's not her reality, and so I think that, like she has potential, but like one thing that yeah, I think Granny has said, and I think Sitting on Satellites has said, and you said also, VQ, mixing the street life and YouTube is going to be problematic. There's a lot of things that she does that cause, like playing music is going to cause your videos not to be monetized. Talking about certain activities that you're doing, or engaging in certain activities, could cause people to flag or report you. People will get bored eventually, like, you know what I mean, like people have a very short attention span, and like people are already bored with West Indy. Like people will tune into whatever the flavor of the month is, or whatever the thing that catches their eye for a moment. Like, I mean, when's the last time you heard anybody talk about Netta and Charles? But that was like the thing. Like some people
Mhm.
get like blow up on social media, and then they continue to have viewers, like Peach McIntyre, for example, or Lives Life. But other people, you get a moment in the spotlight, and if you don't use it wisely and build yourself a following and do what you got to do for to make your money and to keep your followers, then they're going to move on. They get bored, and so I see her
That's
doing better, like with responding to people in her chat, and like some of that, but she's still too ready to jump up and fight everyone without thinking things through. And I would love for her to have somebody that's female, because that she doesn't have a crush on, because like I don't think anyone has really treated her the way Marcus has, so she has an interest in him. And I think that's not going to go anywhere, because Marcus is trying to build and mentor her, that so they can both make money, and then he's going to loosen the training wheels and go on about his business, because he can't do this forever. And so he's, how many people have we seen, where there'll be a lot of videos and a lot of content for a while with Marcus, and then he moves on to the next thing, because that's the nature of what he does. And so, yeah, those are some of my thoughts on Quita.
yeah, but in the last reaction I gave, the last commentary I gave about her, I said all of that stuff. That's all the point I was trying to make. While you're in the spotlight, stay in the spotlight, get the most from the spotlight that you could get before you don't have the spotlight. If you ever lose the spotlight, okay? And then you hear that I was jealous. So I don't know what to say. Whether I give good reaction or bad,
It's
I'm
because
always
people
the
are
bad
haters.
guy.
She doesn't know enough about anything, the sectors or anything like that, to know anything. So like initially when he was talking to her about live streams and moderators, he said, I think Vibes Queen should be your first moderator because she's very fair. And then someone in the chat or the comments said, no, I don't think it should be Vibes Queen or whatever, whatever. So he said, okay, never mind, whatever. And then I think later on in another live stream, he suggested Queen Spirit and stuff like that. But I think she picked somebody that she knows. So she does have, I know she has at least one moderator. She might have more. I don't really, I'm not trying to be mean, but her lives bore me because she'll be like out and about somewhere. And she's like, now I think she, like the one she just recently did, she was attending to the comments more and it was more engaging. So I just, any live streams, not just hers, where people are just doing whatever it is that they do about their, going about their life,
Yeah, I
I'll run
said
it.
that. I said that last week when I said, yeah, you have to engage more with your chat. They be
Hmm.
asking stuff. How can we send you a cash app? This or that. You just running your mouth. That
Yeah,
was a
I'll
constructive,
run.
helpful criticism. I wasn't being mean. It was
Yeah, you were
true.
giving constructive, but see, she hasn't heard it, so that's why she doesn't know. But some people, anything a person says, if they don't like the person, they're gonna find fault in it. Like there's people who be like, "Oh, all MGL does is talk bad about people, or criticize people, or be mean." I'm thinking, no, actually, that's not what I do. But okay, if that's what you want to tell people, if that's what you want to say, go on, go off, have fun. You're lying, but okay. So she doesn't know, and she's just going by what things. So there's people. It doesn't matter what thing you say. You could say, "I'm gonna give Quita $1,000 toward her apartment," and they'll be like, CVQ, she trying to buy Quita off, so because she wants to take her, be a kind of put a wedge between her and Marcus or something like that. Like someone will turn, people will turn anything into negativity. But I think that her wanting to fight all these folks and possibly get in trouble with her parole officer, and the situation with Short Dog, that they've had violent fights and all this kind of stuff, she just needs to slow down a little bit. Like, she could be her own undoing. She just needs to chill. You know what I mean? And I think that, I know it's easier said than done. She's only been out a few months, but this is an opportunity that she might not get again, that this could really change the trajectory of her life. And so
I
I
think
hope that she,
yesterday,
yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off. I think in that same video, because I stopped at like the 1 hour or whatever. I didn't get all the way to two, but somewhere up in there after the 1 hour, he was saying something about Ali and but I don't want to lie, but it seemed to me, I will go back and listen, but it's something about Allie and her name. So I guess maybe Marcus was saying maybe Allie know her name or something about her name. And the way she reacted, like, what? Somebody on the internet know my name or something like that. She immediately jumped up in the Jeep, kneeling down in the seat, ready to like act like she gonna knock his head off his body. I'm like, girl, you gotta chill. You do too much.
I think some of it is acting for the camera, like fun and just kind of going off. But I also suspect that, like, so sitting on satellites, that I don't know what, I think she might be popping pills or whatever. And I think she needs to chill because, she's been in prison for 8 years. The fentanyl wasn't a big thing then, like it is now. You don't know what you're getting. You know what I mean? Like, I think, she needs to guard her freedom, her autonomy, her not being locked up with her life. That should be her main
Yeah,
priority.
like you can't come on the internet showing people of the coppers comment just now about dudes in a parking lot, all of this stuff, and on live talking about what I could get to clean my pee up, and then you on probation, and you expect people not to talk. You're giving them too much stuff to talk about, but you don't want them to talk. That don't even make sense.
Yeah, well, she's not used to being a public figure. And so this is all very overwhelming. Like when she reads the comments and people are like, oh, she wants you, Marcus, or da, 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 or where she sees him with other interviewees. I think she didn't know who he was before he started interviewing her because she's been locked up for 8 years since before he had his
No, what
channel.
I'm saying is, if you know that you're on probation, why are you in on the internet doing all this stuff that if your POC it is gonna frown?
Because she's not thinking. And the people in her life are probably not going to advise her because, like, their opinions are everything. It's kind of, like the street operates by different rules, and she's 30 something years old, but her, like, emotional maturity is not that of someone, that's that chronological age. And
Well, Well, I'm here to say anything I see on YouTube that I want to talk about, whether it's Queeta, whether it's a fly, a bee, a turtle, I'm going to talk about it. That's my constitutional right. As long as I'm not bullying or harassing anyone, what's the
Yeah.
problem?
It shouldn't be a problem. And so I think another thing that's interesting too. So she told Marcus she doesn't want to tell prison stories, and I think because that stuff was traumatic, like she had to be on survival mode, and she's out of there, and she doesn't want to relive that period of her life. And I think that's fair, but I think that she could do stuff like he's given her advice about get ready with me's, food. And like, some people were trying to advise her, you can't just say, oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. I like this. You have to explain, oh, this is very sweet. Oh, this is moist, or this had an unexpected flavor, or this, I don't know, like tell people you've got to like think about the senses, like have people try to feel like they're experiencing it with you. you know um Vaughn used to have something, he's taken it down, but he used to have a video of a guy who was showing how you make some of the prison snacks, like how you kind of create these different things, like where you mix up, chips and sauce and all this kind of stuff, and like the guy made some kind of sandwich with it and stuff like that. Like, so again, she doesn't have to do prison, but she doesn't have like a functioning kitchen. She's living in motels, so she finds creative ways to eat. And then she's talked about cooking for this person, cooking for that person, different doing. I know she's shown a few things, so I feel like if she putting her outfits together, her makeup, making jokes, maybe telling stories about her upbringing or guys she's dated in the past or whatever. I think there's things that she could do that would, or hosting a Q&A, that wouldn't put her in trouble, but that would still engage people, and talk about some of those things. But I think whoever, when you said that she was frustrated when someone knew her identity, she's told so much stuff about herself that, I mean, I'm not from that area, but I feel like there's tons of people who probably do know who she is, who or someone, surely some of the people watching do know who she is.
Her own PO could be sitting right in the bushes watching. This is the internet, so it is what it is.
Yeah, you're right, Copper. She wants to be able to be herself, but unfortunately, if you're wanting to be a content creator, you can only be yourself to a certain extent, because you have to follow the rules of the platform. You can't say this word, you can't say that word, you can't show this image, And so, if she's wanting to make money on it, she's going to have to decide find the delicate balance between being who I am, being me, and making money, because this is going to make more money than she can turn on these with these random tricks. Yeah, she found one guy who said, "Okay, for $50, let me hunt you real quick, and for 5 minutes." But that's not going to be your everyday reality. Like, sometimes you're not going to pick up anybody, or sometimes you're going to, and then you also have to invest as a sex worker. You have to spend money on your makeup, your clothes, your hair, your this. So you're spending money too, to make whatever little money you're making from these plays. You're risking STIs, you're risking violence, whereas you can get on YouTube, turn on a phone and talk, and you can make some money. You know what I mean? Like, so why not? Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess at this point, this was also a trial to see if I talk about Quita, what's the reaction? People are scared to drop down, like this too. So maybe I just need to go back to old school way of the castle. Just drop videos when it comes to her. Don't even worry about doing it online. So I'll figure it out. If there's something that's going on that I want to talk about, just make a short video about it. My videos actually did really well back when I was doing videos, double digits. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was also
So
going to say, I didn't know if we want to address the red eyes lies. Like, he's still scared. Now he's saying that Golden needs to pay him to post his royalty check. Like, it's so
girl,
ridiculous.
I'm tired of him. I don't have nothing to say when it come to that food. But I don't know if Golden have nothing to say. I'm pretty much done with my
I really don't
commentary.
have much to say because if anybody is that slow by this point to not get it that he's full of shit, he's a liar, then that's on them. It's like, he'll say anything, and the reality is they don't realize he's deflecting because just like he can say all of this stuff. Um, if anybody went on my page, he said that the residual royalty check that I posted was from 2005, and it clearly says 2025 in June. it was a new check. In fact, I took a photo of that check while I was in the car about to deposit it in the ATM in front of the bank. So but if it was a 2005 check, then that would mean that there's checks after that. Royalties checks don't stop. They just get smaller as the time goes on. That's all. Um, like all this clowning and lying, it's like if they want to be entertained by it, that's on them. If I'm gonna be entertained, at least like in Vibes, this chat, at least be entertained with something that's really for real. The other clown, and oh yeah, she go back and talk about stuff from long ago. No, I talk about current stuff, and then I'll bring up something as to give someone a lesson. Okay, a lesson of something that really happened. Um, from whenever it could have been yesterday, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, but here he is talking about R. Kelly, and R. Kelly been in jail for God knows when. I think the last album was in 2012, and he was doing something or had a gig from R. Kelly maybe 20 years ago. So who's really talking about something old? Like, what are you doing now? You're a has been, and you're really not even that, and you're not even a one hit wonder because nobody knows you. And on top of all of that, then he tried to, exaggerate and lie about the story about the photo I had. Like he's not a real musician. Okay, he was pulled out of a church. I've known of this to happen. When you're in those churches, it might be somebody who's in the church who might be in the field or might decide they want to give you an opportunity because they know about something. And they'll tell you about a gig or something or introduce you to it. The reality is, if he was really into it like that, he would still be making music. He would still be making the musicians, they still have to work. So it might not be R. Kelly today. It might be another musician or another gig or another person. And like he's
So
showing this email where it looks like he's really a groupie. And he's showing this email. Well, how
He's
come the
like
guy
begging the
hasn't?
person over and over to collaborate, and they're not even responding to.
Right,
yeah.
right. I didn't even really see all of that, but from what I was told, it was something like this. You're the second person who mentioned something like that. But the reality of it is that that person is not even really a musician, I don't believe. They're more into acting. So where are the
Yeah,
musicians?
one was an actor, one
You
was
know
a
what I mean?
playwright.
You know,
Chester Gregory and Rob Lewis. I'm like, okay, so but like he's like, I'm thinking, so he's telling me that the people that you mentioned, Barry White and Martha and all these other people who are influential, who all these people still sample, from, like all these new artists still sample from, and who, like, and people who we could get, are still invited to award shows and who are like luminaries in the Black community. And he's mentioning a couple of people
Real
who are
legend.
in Chicago or who are from Chicago. So that's how he happened to know them, and that, yes, then maybe they've moved to Los Angeles or whatever. But, and yes, Drea, like if he please doesn't stop this fake falsetto, dude, you're not Prince. You're not Bobby DeBarge. You're not Elder Barge. Good Lord. Like,
you know
He
what's
doesn't have any
crazy?
royalty checks.
You
Huh?
know what's crazy? Remember that 5 hour live we did? That very interesting live? I sat there
Right.
the day after that live, and when I went live, I said, "Oh, actually, y'all know y'all don't never see me on YouTube for no 5 hours. If I remember correctly, that's the longest live stream I've ever done. Right? I
and it was
have
for a
over
good cause
500.
to support a survivor who's in a very terrible situation. Why would you say, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to cut you short because I don't like long lives"? How insensitive would that have been?
No, the point I'm trying to make is I addressed that the next day, right? And then here he is trying to flip what I said. That's why I can't be bothered with the lies. Oh, she said she have never done a 5 hour live, y'all, but she was just live with that lady for 5 hours. Duh. That would have been the first 5 hour live I'm talking about. I don't get it. It's stupid, okay?
He's
So how was
like,
I lying?
oh, I'm really
Golden, you're
convinced
breaking up. You're breaking up.
he's a liar. He's like I really, I'm sorry. 1 minute.
Yeah, so I'm looking like, how did I lie again? And that's why I say, if I remember correctly, because when I just went back zooming through all my live streams, I said, oh, we actually did have a 5 hour live, but that was like I think July 4th or whatever, when we came live when it was about to be July 4th, and then we stayed on live all the way till like 4 or whatever that morning. We could do that. It's a holiday. Just like when Wednesday, when it's Thanksgiving, you think I'm going to sleep? I'm not going to sleep. I'm gonna be up all night. If I want to be live, I'm cooking, I'm doing this. I'm grown. Shout out to everybody that support the late night crew in the castle. Okay.
Oh Lord, he turned
They
on his camera and I was so horrified. I was like, please turn off the camera, dude. Good Lord. Like what I don't know what deluded people or really nice people, like this is the problem with this country. Nobody wants to tell anybody the truth. They'd say, "Oh girl, you look so cute in that dress." They don't look good in that dress. I mean, you don't have to be mean and be like, "Oh, you look horrible, you look ugly, that's disgusting." But you could be like, "I think the red one's more flattering. Why don't you try that one?" Or, maybe pants would be better for this outfit. I mean, you could say it nicely. It's like people have told him that he's attractive. He's one of those ignorant, color struck black people that because he still wouldn't pass a paper bag test, anyway, but because his eyes aren't super, super dark brown, because they're sort of medium brownish, he thinks that they're the most beautiful thing ever. Every single picture he's got with his glasses pulled down, so you can see his eyes as we're supposed to swoon. I'm like, dude, and my grandfather's eyes were as black as he was, were grayish. His natural eye color was grayish blue. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. And I know some people are like, oh my God, green eyes, hazel eyes, light brown eyes. Even that term, quote unquote, pretty eyes. I don't like the term. You should say, oh, you have light eyes. You have light brown eyes or hazel eyes or green eyes, or say what you mean, because the opposite of pretty is ugly. So you're saying eyes that are not like that are not pretty. Like I've never liked terms like pretty eyes, good hair. You can say you have describe the texture you're talking about. Like, it's just such a white supremacy mentality. And it's so pathetic when he's talking about how long his hair is. That thin, unhealthy, weird, split end looking, raggedy hair. You know what I mean? That he has that somebody's supposed to be jealous about. It's like, it's hilarious.
Good
Like,
morning, Abs.
yeah.
Hold on one second. Hey,
Hmm.
Abs, how you doing? But speaking of hair, when he came for Golden's hair the other day, I'm looking like, wait a damn minute. I forgot about it when we was
He's
live.
obsessed with wigs. He
His
thinks everybody wears
moderator,
wigs. He
his
think he can't.
moderator have
Yeah.
a toupee though. So how are you talking about people?
I'm in a better area, right? Can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me,
still a
Vibes
little.
and MTO?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. That's what
let's
I
talk
said.
about
I'm
that
like,
toupee.
here he is, got a moderator who's got on look like he borrowed part of his mama's wig and cut it up to stick it on top of his head. Like, come on. And for him to even think that my hair is a wig, it's like most females who wear wigs, it's longer than that when I had them. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that you would really hate me if you saw my hair blow dried or pressed now, because I had it cut in that photo. You'd be big mad. Like, black women don't have hair. And like MGO said, the good hair thing. My grandfather was biracial. And he never used that thing like hair meant something. He used to always say all hair is good if you got it. If you got some God given hair, is good hair. Yeah, it's a slave mentality, is what it is.
Yeah, because
It's
he's
a
always talking about how
slave
light skinned his
mentality.
wife was, and this person's mixed, and how he started going crazy over Sheila because he was like, "Oh, you're Brazilian. Oh, do you know God body?" I'm thinking, she's not Brazilian. She's Dominican. She does not, dude. Spanish and Portuguese are different language. Like, so ignorant. He doesn't know. He knows nothing. But all he knows is, oh,
He's
so he
very
thought she was gonna
ignorant.
be sexy. Oh, because you're. Well, she is pretty. You know what I mean? But it's not like he's oh, bad bees who are light skinned, got this kind of hair, this kind of eyes. I'm like, dude, you are just so pathetic. This is not the Jim Crow South, and this is not like this is you are just. Are we really this like like I don't know, this backwards in the black community that we're still on this foolishness? Like,
And we really are still on the foolishness. And he's very ignorant. I mean, he has no, while they're laughing about people who are giving them history lessons, he knows nothing about history. He knows nothing about nothing. And maybe if he wasn't so ignorant and an idiot and stupid, because he's very ignorant, maybe he would sit and listen to somebody who has knowledge. Because it's just like didn't even watch his live, but I clicked on it and I was going in and out and I left it alone. I really wish I would have kind of listened at it, but I was like, I'm not going to even listen to all that BS because it's annoying. But he didn't even know anything about Marvin Gaye, and even Manifest uh, jumped in and said something. It's like you can't say you cannot convince me that you're a real musician, because see, a real musician, when I've bumped into real musicians, we've had some serious conversations. I've talked to them about my name, about some things, about, you know what I'm saying? And then they're like, yeah, like real musicians, they can get really into it. They like know like the history. You don't even know the history of what you're talking about. And for him to not even know about Stax Records, that told me a lot, because any real musician, they know the history. They know
I
about
know you don't know about
Stax
Stax Records, you
Records.
don't know about Motown, you don't know about all these things. Like what? And you have the
Nothing.
nerve to say that you have a certificate of excellence from the Northwestern School of Music. They should be ashamed. They need to revoke that from you because you don't know anything. My immigrant mother knows more about black music and black musicians. Like we had all my parents had records. They had a record player in my house, growing up with all these different people, the Five Tops, the all these different people, the Temptations, all these groups that some groups that weren't even that they had, you know what I mean, like all kinds of people. Like it's just crazy to me that um it's just really sad and shameful. Um,
Oh, so which one of y'all up here saw Rack's video? Did y'all see it?
it was hilarious. Oh my gosh. I wanted to show it to people so maybe like, my family they don't know who these crazy people on YouTube are, so they wouldn't have understood the context, but just the dance and the tongue flicking on the key and the flipping the mushroom hair and the way the toes it was I think this is the best one. I think she has outdone herself. I think this is the best of the videos.
Guys, if you want to know what we're talking about, click the link that's in the chat and be sure to run over there and go watch that video, okay? You said him singing while champagne is tickled. Oh, you talking about Red Eye? That short was absolutely everything. Yes. Yep.
And that's what she
Crazy.
gets because you're sitting there supporting a child molester who kidnapped children. And I won't say, and again, I will say it again and again because they haven't apologized yet. King rapist of bums, Dead Eye, the drunk pig alcoholic. I'm trying to think who else. All of them who kept saying, "Oh, talking about kidnapping a child across state lines, away from their parent, and not letting their parent be around them, and all this and that." And the other. Here's somebody who actually literally kidnapped a baby in the stroller away from the mother while the mother's at work, with what I mean, working and taking care of the kid. But y'all sitting up with the person. Y'all sitting up there chilling with the person, waiting until you have records. You sound like the white folks who say, "Oh, well, let's wait till we find out. Let's see the footage." When some unarmed person has been killed by the police. That's what y'all sound like. And I'm not trying to be racist, but I'm just saying, that's how it typically, unfolds. That so you're so-called waiting for evidence. You're waiting for this, you're waiting for that. But for anything else without any evidence, just hearsay, you can go off and condemn people. You know what I mean? Someone can put an eggplant emoji next to a child, and now you're gonna go protest in front of their house and approve of that. Like, come on, like just a bunch of hypocrites and liars. So someone who actually has legal grounds and legal custody of their children, you're gonna slander them and talk about them to over and over in multiple lives. But when somebody who should not have their child washing your hair 3 times a year, like, and you have locks. If you have locks, you can wet your hair every single day if you want to. I mean, if it gets longer, if you get to a certain length and weight, then it's too much because it's going to take too much to dry, and you could worry about mildew. But the little girl's hair looks like it's a little past shoulder length. Why on earth is that baby's hair not washed regularly? Why, like, what? I just can't even understand. Homeless people wash their hair more than 3 times a year. People who real homeless people, like outside, not in the shelter, not in a motel, not car to car. Like they find a way to do it. So, oh my God.
I honestly
Yeah,
believe that
that
he only
story
has
been
locks
way
in
too
her hair
much for
because
me. Mm?
I believe he has locks in her hair so that he can avoid having to do it. I don't even believe he really is like intentional. Like my son has locks in his hair, and he'll be, ask me for $100 and something to get it retwisted every once in a while. So I doubt if that little girl's hair is getting professionally retwisted or somebody who's doing it in a professional kind of way. It's there because he doesn't have to do anything, but let it just sit there and in his head. watch it once every 4 months. I don't even believe,
Yeah.
he's really just not, it's laziness. It's he doesn't care. It's about, you look at him, it's all about that dude. He don't care about nothing.
I know this story have been weighing down our castle residents, and I do want to say I apologize. I was caught off guard too, okay? I don't want every life shooting to be so heavy on everybody. I don't.
Some things are
But
going to be heavy because right is right and wrong is wrong. You know what I mean? It's more, the heaviness is more about uh, realizing what the mother and the daughter have been through, and the family. Like, it's the trauma that's been imposed on them. It's not necessarily the story, because the story is actually one of hope, where there's people rallying behind this person, and they have a chance to have a relationship with their child and right a decade long wrong. So our involvement, and again, like, kudos to you, because you aren't being petty. You aren't like, oh well, I don't like this person, so because they broke this story, I'm not going to talk about that. No, you gave the person their flowers and said, no, thank you for supporting this person, thank you for bringing attention to this, because Golden shared about it, but you met with the person, interviewed them, gave them a platform. Like, all of this was about the right thing, doing the right thing. And if people can't put aside their squabbling or their whatever to do the right thing, you want to support. I don't care if it was my own child. If I had a child or a sibling, one of my siblings, one of my brothers, kidnapped their child from the mother and all this kind of stuff, I'm not going to be on good terms with them. I don't care if it's, you're my brother and I love you. I don't give a freak. You're doing wrong. The child has a right to be in their mother. Like, what? I don't understand this. All this, I don't know. Just sometimes I have high hope for humanity, and sometimes it's very discouraging and disheartening to see that literally the aunt who shares siblings with with her niece is one of the enablers and one of the people inflicting harm. And all of these other people who are still allowing this person to be in their chats, to moderate for them, to tell lies, and just still continuing to allow this to be like, there. You don't have any shame. You can't do an about face after what you've learned. Then you have no morals whatsoever.
um,
I agree.
yeah. Yeah, Drea, actually, yes. Abs. Apparently, people so petty, they're not calling you Abs, they're calling you Abby. They just always, every man that they have a problem with always have to be called a woman name. And the only
It's
reason
so
why you're even
childish.
being the only reason why you're even being called out is off the strength that you come in my chat. Like, that's the crazy part. Everybody that hit my chat got to be called out about something. But when people want to say Abs in the chat, our fabulous, well, he's not fabulous, or handsome moderator, okay? When they say that he's a bad father, that's far from the truth. Abs, please drop your link to your channel, okay? And we don't have to lie. We can make the people go see for themselves when it come to you as a father, how you are.
How dare they say he's a bad father? So you have a child that needs has a parent missing from their life, so could benefit from therapy and counseling and mentoring, who has a speech impediment and is not getting help, who's not getting adequate education. Their schooling is broken, whereas Abs has multiple children, including a child with a disability that he supports unconditionally, and you have the nerve to call this person a bad father. Ugh, grow up.
When Abs drop the link to his channel, brace yourself because you will see adventures and trips all in Jamaica, in the ocean, ride horseback riding with his kids, all of this, okay? Climbing Dunn's
And
River
Abs,
Falls, all of that. And of
all of
course,
that.
let's not forget that he be all at his kids. It seems like he's the coach or something on the football team for his son.
And Abs definitely has no reputation of going through YouTube, lying, asking, and borrowing money that he'll never pay back for his and using his kids and lying. And for those who don't know, he lied and told a few that his mother passed away. And from my understanding, I don't know that he wanted some money to help bury her. Come to find out, his mother is alive and well.
He'll sorry, I keep muting myself. He'll lie on anyone and anything for any purpose. He lied about the so-called sibling of the pregnant wife to get money. He lied about this. He lied about the car situation to get money out of VQ. Always lies, 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 lies. So he wanted to, So remember, I don't know if any of y'all watched The Whitakers, but there's a drug addict named BJ who had lied and said her father died, that she needed money for a funeral, and to Mark of Soft White Underbelly, and turns out the father was alive. She was just lying to get money, and this type of stuff. But again, just very, very suspect behavior from this individual.
And I don't know where this story is at Abs is a bad father, but I'm thinking it might have came from him. He's the type of person that he projects, like everything that he's guilty of, he'll throw it on someone else. Now, I saw Ab's daughter. She was very well taken care of from the top of her head to the bottom of her feet. So who's the bad father again? Like, I do recall Nola mentioning you got your daughter with a sweater on in the middle of the summer. And then probably when it's time for the wintertime now, when it's getting cold, she probably doesn't even have the proper gear for that.
All right, I'm
Yeah, I
dropping in the
don't
chat,
wanna
y'all. Hubby
I
told
don't
me
wanna go too
I'm keeping
far
him up
down
with my
that
loud
story.
mouth. So
Um,
bye, y'all.
Yeah,
okay.
okay,
I don't want
bye.
to go
Yeah,
too far back
let
down
me.
with that story. It's too much mentally. Yeah,
Yeah, let's change the
I'm not
subject.
trying to like silence it. It's just way too much on me. I just feel
No,
at this point we
I
need to
agree.
keep it offline and do whatever we're doing.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Because he's just
You're
going to
welcome.
continue to lie and lie. At this point, anybody who's believing it, they're full of it. Anyone who doesn't believe it, but you still riding with him, the way you have harassed everybody else about being in Nola's chat for him saying those things that were not nice and were not cool. But this dude, I'm not going to go and reiterate we already know the story now. Then you're full of it. Period. Point blank. And I do,
Yep.
so that's it. But let me get back to Deadeye. Like I said, he didn't even know about Stax music. I didn't know he was claiming that he had a degree in music. I don't believe it, because you don't know enough about music, about legends or anything else. I don't believe it. He's a liar. Just like he doesn't have royalty checks. So now he's trying to keep trying to point at me and lie and clown for his audience, because he's deflecting, because he knows that I know the truth. He's typical. If you notice, these people, they all have the same behaviors with the lying and going on. All of them. All of these guys that want to be seen and try to call themselves having this channel, they're all the same way. And I won't be surprised if something comes out on him eventually about his past, about some things that he's hiding from, because we've never heard him. Not saying that he doesn't have a relationship with his son, but I'm just saying most of us who have a relationship with our children on here, we might post a photo, we might share a story. Oh, my son, yeah, my daughter, this. We don't hear that from him. He's a miserable person when you think about it. He does not have friends, just like the rest of them. The guys that are on this that want to be seen, they don't have friends. They don't talk about going out with the homeboys. If you notice, they lie a lot. They deflect, and slowly but
So
surely they're getting exposed. So, so when I posted, for the ones in the back who was listening at his BS, see, I'm the type of person, if somebody's giving commentary and it's incorrect, I'll drop down and kind of correct it. Like, well, no, and innocently, not thinking that they're just lying until I realize later on, okay, like, oh, they just do too much. They're intentionally doing this. But he was busy saying, yeah, she's posting this picture on this wall. It specifically stated Stax Museum. Okay. I was at Stax Museum, which was Stax Recording. Anybody who's in the music industry would know about Stax. And basically, I took a screenshot from my Facebook page. After I went to Stax, I posted a photo of a legend, a Motown legend. And I was and I tagged my brother in it, okay? And a cousin of mine. And I just basically was telling them, oh, when I saw that, I had to take this photo of her in this shot. And it just brought back memories of when we were kids, and they used to come to the house and rehearse. And our house used to be turned into a studio, the bar area. And every weekend, as a little girl, I would sit there and watch them perform. So the only reason why I took a screenshot and posted it on YouTube is because he keep going about who he know what. That's all I'm saying, is that this is nothing new to me. I've been around celebrities all of my life. That's all I was saying. And that's what I put in the post. He didn't read the post. He's going to mislead people intentionally. And
He's
that's
just
why I kind of brought,
lying.
yeah, just lying. That's why I kind of brought my mom on to kind of say something, and she was ready to pull out a whole resume. And yes, dark skin Keisha, first of all, no, I'm not disrespectful. Okay, I'm a 50-something-year-old woman, and I can talk the way I want to talk as long as I'm not calling my mother any names. That's fine. Okay, so you don't have to say anything about me being disrespectful to my mother. But you know what? My mother is proud of me, and I can put her back on the phone right now. Okay, I doubt if your mother is proud of you. Because see, my mother can't say my daughter was out with an arrest record of stealing people's credit cards, lying and doing scams. See, that's what we saw with your mugshots. And then see, we can go any further. See, what I say, at least I'm saying what I'm saying because I'm telling the truth. See, now I see why y'all you was on Brown Eyes panel talking about, oh, this person lied. No, that's because you are a liar. See, I don't have to lie about my life, and that's what you're jealous of. And you can stop lying. You didn't come on Vibes' panel to try to play cool. You came on there because you admired me. You said, I'm watching you. I remember I heard you say that I'm watching you go to signatures. You admire me. You even went as far as disrespecting Platt, like her words didn't mean anything. You admire me. You could say what you want because now you want to play it off like you knew what you just playing it. You admire me. Okay, and that's what it was. And you was trying to explain to me. And when I mentioned something about what happened over there on the Dotes channel, you tried to explain. You had to come on to explain to me about Batty blocking everybody. But see, I still recall when you was telling off D, and you was telling D about her following somebody like Chase, and you was talking about Chase. But you over there now because you really can't go nowhere else. Okay, so no, you admire me. So my mama's proud of me. Okay. So you don't have to say, and yeah, my mother was about to start laying it out. Okay. And he would have called my mother a liar too. He don't know nothing about music. He could never even hold a conversation with a person who's really into music and entertainment. He got a few gigs, which was yesteryears ago, while you talking about something that happened long ago. And since I'm talking about you, Keisha, you a big liar anyway, and nothing out of your mouth can be believed. You came on here, number one, using some lady's name. That's why you have a problem with Copper now, because she popped you. You were using some woman's name up on here. You had took her whole profile. You said you were a veteran. You're not a veteran. You're a liar. You said that that your husband was a veteran, and you, what do they call that? They're not a complete veteran, but anyway, it was like you said you were a veteran. You also said that you were a nurse. You said you were all of these things. And when Copper found that same woman, she was everything that you said you were. Then when we find out who you are, you're not even a nurse. You've never been a nurse, not in the state of Illinois, not in the state of Missouri. You're not even a CNA. You're a liar is what you are. And you got popped. Then you said that man who you look just like, Lord, God, Jesus, you said it wasn't your daddy. You're a liar. That was a whole obituary, and it said that you were the only child. You said you had siblings. Okay, well, you could have had them on your mama's side, but you were lying then. You called out some names of somebody who's from Chicago. You're not from Chicago. From what you're from Peoria. You called out some names and said that that was your brother, a professional basketball player. I remember you calling out some stuff before, and I just was listening. Then I said, no, hold up. Let me look. You are not related to that man. I pulled it up. The man had one brother. Okay? That's all he had. That was the only sibling he had, was one brother. Yes.
Golden, I know darn well you ain't
Yes.
talking about the same chick that be so worried about telling me to show who I am.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. Hold up. Hold up. Put your seatbelt on. Because I'm not
Okay.
done with her. This is the one who was covering up who she was, lying about who she was, didn't want nobody to know who she was, but she think that Vibes Queen is supposed to tell everybody who she is, and I totally understand that. When you are on, like I knew it before you explained it. When you're here and you got people watching you, you don't know who's watching you, and then they know everything about you. They got weirdos out here. You don't have the money like Beyonce to have security. They got people who dislike you because of your commentary. They got people who dislike me. And in real time, people love the fuck out of me because I'm good people and I'm a caring person. But these people are haters. They got people out here, I'm sure, who hate too. But I don't even fool with them kind of people. So the thing is that they got, so she expect for you to come out here and tell everybody about all of what you are, but she out here, come out here talking about she dark skinned Keisha, but she up here using fake profiles, lying about who she is, what kind of credentials she has, but then going on another liars panel talking about, yeah, this person lying, they always lie. What didn't we just talk about this? Projections. These are if you notice, all of these trifling ass people, they try to project that of who they are on other people. We go from the bum, all three of the bums. They all bums, even at the dead eye. He's a bum. That's why he is mad at me. Because he was telling everybody who didn't know any better, he was living off his royalty checks. And and ain't no way you can live off a royalty check, especially when you didn't did a gig 30 years ago, but talking about me sharing. And basically, I don't just talk about the old times. But why y'all mad? Y'all mad because you didn't have the life I had? I I give a lesson behind a current situation. All they want to talk about is this crap and trash on YouTube. So that's what they think a current event is. If you want to talk about some real current events, let's talk about some stocks and bonds. Y'all ain't ready for that. And I said that before, and I told Vibes, if I got a channel, I'd be talking about some stuff that they not ready for. That's shit that I'm into.
Yeah,
Investing.
let's get this right. The subscribers could sit behind a letter or an avatar in the chat, and they could guard their privacy while they so eager to know who the content creators are. And the content creator is supposed to show you everything. Make that make sense. So the public figure need to
No,
always
and then
put
they
their
guard
life
their
in danger. The
privacy.
subscribers are huh?
No, then they guard their privacy while they talk shit. They feel like they could be protected while they talk shit, tell everybody that they a military person, a nurse, and all this kind of stuff. But you're supposed to just put all of you out there, and you're not protected.
Make that make sense. And Golden, we could wrap this up. I'm getting ready to go. They failed to hit the like button, so I'm not gonna sit here. We've been here 2 hours. You holding out
Well,
on
let's
my
wrap it
life?
on up
Well,
then.
let's hold out on the entertainment.
Well, they ready to go to bed. Good night. They ain't ready to hear no it. They just want to sit in the clouds. Well, you go somewhere else and sit in the clouds. Or go on and go night night. It's over. You can't get entertainment for free, and you can't even like it. I mean, it's not like you're paying. You're not paying for the entertainment. You're not sending a super chat. You're not sending a cash app. You're not paying an entry fee, but you're enjoying the commentary. So, entertainment is not for free. Ask
And if
Deadeye over there.
and if you're a Queeta supporter and you up here, you feeling some type of way, oh well, I don't care. You need to run over there and go tell her stop popping off on everybody. She can't be hollering and screaming people's name, but don't want nobody hollering and screaming hers. Okay, so it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Go ahead and say whatever you want to say. Final thoughts and let's go. Okay. I
I'm
don't
just
feel
about done,
how is that
basically.
beneficial? No super chat, no cash out, no likes. What are we doing? So I'm wasting my time.
And time is money. So yeah, I totally agree. And you can wrap this on up. For those who want to super chat Vibes or give her a membership gift, you're welcome to do it now. For those who need the Cash App, it is $ Vibes Queen 6. Now,
Yeah,
Vibes is here and she's giving
nobody is
real
begging.
commentary.
What I'm saying is,
Mm-mm.
in order for you to help me for my video to perform, hit the like button. That's free. I'm not asking you for $1. So we could just go. Bitch, I woke up. What you mean? Good night. Yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here no 2-3 hours, and then people want to drag me in the end. Oh, she been live 5 hours and only got 800 and all. No, we're not doing all that. So it is what it
Well,
is. Okay.
it is what it is. And so, I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
and
I enjoyed the commentary.
unless some hot tea popping off, I'm just gonna refrain from coming live every night. Tomorrow night we're gonna be over there with Platinum, so I won't be live. But yeah, unless some hot thing is going on, I'm not gonna keep coming live every night. For what? Everybody just wanted to hang out in the bushes. Shout out to the people that actually dropped down. Thank you guys.
Yeah, so MGO and I helped give another hour. So that's
Huh?
it. That's all we can give.
What happened?
I said MGO and I helped give an extra hour. So helped you with giving an extra hour of commentary. And that's it. That's all. That's all we can give. So, oh, I did want to add one other thing to it. Um, so basically, the reason why I posted that on my YouTube, I was basically saying I didn't been there, done that. Like these people are talking about some stuff that's all exciting to him. If you notice, he's fanned out. Like, how does he calling me and calling us heavy hitters? That's like weird to me. So it just goes to show you that he's like fanned out, like about knowing a celebrity or an entertainer. It's like, oh yeah, I know this person. I know a guy like that, and the guy is actually one of my cousins, and our cousin, another cousin of mine. We would talk about it. Oh, you know, so this person. Oh, yeah, that's what he reminds me of. Like, been there, done that. I don't care about celebrities. That's not exciting to me. When dark skinned Keisha lying, when she was lying, talking about, yeah, because I flip houses. First, she said she was in real estate. And I'm thinking, okay. So she said something. And when I said something, I was thinking, well, with you being in the real estate, you ought to know how this kind of stuff works, right? She ain't flipping shit but her damn them lips that curl up on her mouth, that black ass lips. She ain't flipping nothing. And all I said, I've been there and done that. And the reality is that if I was saying I was flipping houses or anything else, if I meet somebody who been in the business, you think that people want to hire people or want people who ain't even been in the business long? No, they want somebody who could tell you something that happened 20 years ago and give you some lessons about real estate and what they experienced and how you can avoid it. So uh that goes, I just know that she ain't about that. She ain't networking, she ain't doing it, she ain't into real estate. It's just like I would never share with you guys what I do right now. You might know a little bit from whatever y'all thought y'all was exposing, but baby, that ain't all of me and how I get my money. Okay. So the thing is that I network with people in those fields. I pay for a mentor who's a multimillionaire. Okay. So, but y'all ain't you can't understand my current life and what I do. However, I don't mind sharing stories and sharing things that might help somebody out to understand a situation better. I do it all the time and people do it with me. But anyway, they ain't ready for all of that. And they hating. So lying, jealous, dark skinned Keisha, you stay right over there where he doing all that, giving all that lying commentary. You and him are just alike. You about you, Jizz, and Slow Timothy. Y'all just keep on hanging out over there with that BS because nothing about them is entertaining when everything is a lie. I mean, I could start up a channel and just make up stuff. Be like, hey, y'all, check this out. Hey, one day y'all didn't see this, but Vice Queen, she was walking around in some holy shoes one day. Yeah. Anyway, let's end this vibes. Hey,
Thank you
y'all.
so much,
Thank you.
Rack. Thank you so much, Raquel, for
Oh,
your
thank
gifted membership. And Life In with Talia is the lucky recipient. I think she was the other day. So I think she was lucky enough to get another one, I think, if I remember correctly. Thank you so much, Rack. And welcome, Life In with Talia. I remember that name. I remember telling her that name was pretty. Welcome to the castle.
I think so too.
But yeah, let's get up off of
Okay,
here.
so
I ain't
vibes,
wasting
thanks
no
for
more of
having
my
me up.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for having me up. Thanks for those who listened to my 40-year-old, 3-decade stories and my stories when I was in the band with R. Kelly 30 years ago. I appreciate you all listening. And I'm dropping down, you all.
Sometime I'm gonna start doing like I'm thinking about something and I want to hop on live. I'm gonna hop on for 10 minutes, and when I say I'm leaving, I'm leaving. That's part of the reason why I come live at night, because I always feel like every time I come live, it always got to be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But no, I want to try this out. If I hit the live button, come live for 15 minutes, see what happens.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
When we get
talk
the
about,
same goal, huh?
yeah, I think that would be good. Talk about whatever it is you're ready to talk about right then and there and get off.
Yeah, because I think we got them so spoiled now where they literally just sit in the clouds and expect us to entertain them for hours and hours, and they don't participate. So, child.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Okay, so I'm going to
Thanks,
drop
right?
down.
All right. Shout out to the mods. Have a nice night, y'all.
We done talking, now it's time to log. Ain't no back and forth, I don't argue in blogs. Said what I meant and I meant that clear. Soft voice, sharp truth, cut clean in here. No chaos, no shouting, no drag for free. Just calm, cold facts with a little hot tea. If you came for the mess, baby, this ain't that. This castle built peace, yeah, we handle it flat. Don't wait on a clap back, I don't do performing. I exit with a beat, drop and leave without warning. Grown women talk, this the closeout flow, where the vibe gets soft, but the pressure still shows. Subscribe if you get it, join if you bold. The membership heat ain't never been told. We spilling that first, real light, real still, but it cut through fake like a whisper will. This ain't petty, this poise, this presence on cue. With a side of eye, peeped it, but I won't move for you. I'm signed off calm, no extra scene. Just lace on my steps and a crown that's clean. So catch me next drop, or don't at all. This castle don't chase, queen answers a call. The vibe don't yell, it just echo right. Now dim the screen down, we done, good night. Good night, good loves. Thank you so much for coming to the castle tonight. If you enjoyed the vibe, we ask you, subscribe. But if you really want to be part of the family, become a member. That's where the tea spill first. Quiet, clean, and always back. Till next time. Walk good, stay wise.